Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live with More 6-month update. This is Morgan. I am just going to kind of give you guys a little rundown of what's been going on for the last 6 months. If you haven't seen my videos or read my blog or anything like that, just want to let you know what's going on, what we have going on here, ministry-wise, life-wise, all the fun update for 2022. So I still can't believe it's 2022. Scary how quick it's gone. So what I'm going to start out with is a little bit about the shed. So I'm going to start with my ministries first. The shed project, if you don't know, is a man shed project, a place where people can go and build tables, whatever. It's a wood shop. So what we've been doing recently is we've been making mud kitchens. We just finished one for Christmas as a Christmas gift. It's actually a Santa. Santa made the present, but we actually made a mud kitchen, which is just an outdoor kitchen for kids. They can make whatever. It hooks up to your regular garden hose. And so we made one of those. And then now we have another one that we're making for Sharon's class for her school. So we've got that going on. We've got all sorts of new projects coming in. We've been planning. We've got a couple of new tools and stuff like that. So really, we're working on upping our project game and working on being able to sell our projects and sell our stuff to hopefully make some more money in so we can do even bigger and better things. So that's been a beautiful thing. So don't worry about me. I got my little checklist over here, so I make sure and tell you everything. So if you see me glancing down, I'm not reading anything other than my notes. So right now, our tools and everything like that, as many of you know, our shed got broken into this last fall. And thankfully to a lot of local supporters as well as my supporters, we were able to recover a lot of those tools and get new tools. So that's been great. We have some new drills, a new bandsaw, new other hand saws, other tools that went missing that we were able to replace, which has been lovely to have those tools back and be able to have tools that work. So like I said, the shed started out with just some people getting together who like to do some woodworking. So they all kind of brought tools, donated tools. So a lot of the tools that we use are tools that are secondhand, have been used for a long time. Some of them aren't in the best shape, but we make do. So it's been nice to kind of have some new stuff and things that's accessible and usable by some of our other participants with special needs. So that's been great. So to move on, we are working on footprints as well. Footprints has been going fabulously. Right now with the COVID regulations, we can't meet currently because we can't have that many people inside. So last year, they only started with 5 or 6 participants back after COVID. So we really had a very small group, and where we were meeting at Riverside Church was the perfect place. It was great. We had a big room. It was perfect for us. And what we have slowly found out over the last year as we've gained participants back, we have outgrown the space significantly. So right now we're up to about 12 or 13 regular participants that are there every week. Our group can be as big as 16. So we'd like to get bigger at some point if we have volunteers and stuff like that, obviously. But right now, 16 people in a small space when you're trying to accommodate wheelchairs and walkers, carers, things like that, it wasn't fitting anymore. So we started the search at the beginning of November for a new place for us to meet that would accommodate a bigger group. And thankfully, after a couple places, we found a place that would work with our budget, and we were able to use the Port Tessie Village Hall. So that's going to be our new location for 2022. We're really excited about it. It's a very large room. Beautiful kitchen, nice big area, space for all of us to spread out and not have to be on top of each other, and room for us to play games and stuff like that we couldn't do in Riverside Church. But we are extremely thankful to Riverside Church for letting us use their space and facility. I can't imagine a better place that we were in to kind of come back to and be able to use. So we really want to thank them for all of that. They've been crucial there. So for footprints, just some of the things we've been doing recently. We just recently had our Christmas party at the beginning of December, which was an absolute hoot. We had a massive Christmas feast, and the volunteers, we all cooked. We all did everything for it, It was amazing. We had turkey, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, carrots. I mean, the works. It was a massive Christmas spread, and it was absolutely delicious. And the participants loved it. We had Santa come and visit, which was wonderful. They all got to get their Christmas gifts from Santa and got lots of pictures. And we got to sing tons of carols and do all sorts of fun crafts and things like that. It is hectic some days, but it is absolutely amazing. It's those days that you come home and you love it because it's just exhausting, but it's so much fun. And like I always say, it will change your life. It really will change your life. So if you ever come over here, I'm going to drag you to Footprints and it'll change your life. So just be wary. So next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual Port Gordon Community Church. So we have also been growing with everything kind of opening up. We've had lots of people coming back. In December, we did our carols at the Crubs. So the Port Gordon Community Garden they're called Poly Crubs, not Curbs, Crubs, Crubs. So they're two big buildings. They're lovely. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we were including, obviously, Port Gordon, the village, in our Christmas service this year. And with all the restrictions and stuff like that, indoor services were really tightened, and a lot of them had to stop before Christmas. So we did an outdoor service, which turned out hilarious. It was great. We set up a little stable, and all the local kids could come up and be angels and stuff like that. And if you watched it on our Facebook page, you will see the hilariousness of it all. We had many come as angels that were dressed up as angels. And it was just great. It was really good. So that turned out to be a huge success, and we have tons of people in the community who want that to continue to next year. So big thing for the Christmas at the Crubs. We have been doing weekly prayer meetings along with weekly Alpha meetings. The Alpha series is a great series for it's kind of to bring new beginners, new believers, people who don't believe in. And kind of, I think it's a 16-week long course. It's really great, and I'm really excited to be kind of going through it fully. I experienced a little bit of it this last spring, but I actually get to go through the whole course and really experience it with everybody. So that's been a really good thing. We've had lots of people attending that, which, we've had up to 10 people crammed in my living room. And my living room's not that big, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So things have been going really well at the church. We're already planning for Easter stuff because, you have to plan ahead, and the time just seems to fly. As many of you know, it just flies. I would like to, if I can, to ask you guys to please pray for Port Gordon. Still pray that we get to experience those things. We really at the church feel like we are supposed to be a light in Port Gordon, a light in the darkness and a light to break through. And we really want to continue to be that for this community. So I just pray that God still opens doors, that he continues to open doors, open hearts, and just that we allow ourselves to become more of this community as far as we can. A little bit of a new ministry that we're working on here. Our friend John Coppard, who passed away in November, used to run a ministry called the Big Green Bus. And essentially it is a ministry for addiction counseling, as well as facilitating transfers to rehab, things like that. So what it does is we go out, we sit out, we talk, and we minister to people. People can come to us. That's kind of the whole point, is you can walk in, you can have counseling if you just need to talk to somebody. If you want to go to rehab, we talk to you about those options and things like that. Now that's a ministry that John and Riverside Church have been running for years. And when John passed away, a lot of us kind of thought that the Big Green Bus would stop, or that it would have to change, or things like that. And thankfully, Riverside Church has approached us to be able to take that ministry on. So here in the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to be starting that ministry, and we're really excited. So I really do ask that you pray to cover that in prayer, that we're doing the right thing, and we're doing what God has asked us to do, and that we follow those steps. Because it's a big jump for us. It's a big jump for me. I've never done anything like this before. But like I said multiple times, God doesn't, call the equipped. He equips the called. So I will do whatever he asks me to do. And if that means addiction counseling, that's what that means. So just be praying over that. It's a big thing, and it's big shoes to fill. John left a big print on this community, and Bucky, and it's big shoes that we're trying to fill. So just please cover that in prayer. So last thing is kind of personal life, like what about me? What's going on here? So far I've gotten everything kind of set up here in the flat. I've got office set up, things like that, all the things that I need for daily life is set up and ready to go here. We've kind of got everything settled in, that I've got the basics and all the things that I really want kind of taken care of, which has been beautiful and has been a huge thanks to you guys for everything, and your support through all of this, because I would not be here if it wasn't for all of you. So I've got that. Driving has been fun. I'm going to post some pictures of my car. I know I've been saying it. I'm going to try and do a photo dump and kind of get all those photos out here probably in the next week or so. But driving on the left-hand side of the road has definitely been entertaining. I've only driven on the right-hand side once. It scared Willie. It was great. But really, driving has been great. It's been opened up a whole lot of doors, opened up a lot of opportunities, and things to do that I wouldn't have been able to do without a car. So that has been great. We were able to, today we went and picked up a load of wood for the shed, and we're able to pack it in the back of my car instead of trying to get it in Willie's sedan or having to find or rent a van to do it. So it's been amazing. It's been a blessing to have it. And I'm just really looking forward to how God's going to use the car in the future. So, Christmas and New Year, I spent Christmas and New Year with my friend Laura and her husband Rich and their little boy Jackson, which was really fun. God continues to open doors here for me and continues to give me friends that feel like family. And Laura and Rich have certainly been that for me, and I was thrilled this year when they asked me to come over and hang out with them. So Willie and Sharon were kind of self-isolating for their trip to America, so we ended up just kind of foregoing that. They had their little family dinner, and I went over to Laura and Rich's, and we had an excellent time, and I absolutely loved it. Definitely missed my family. Ended up FaceTiming with them, which was wonderful, and got to open my gifts with them. And I certainly miss them, but I really am thankful for all the new opportunities and things like that going on here. Speaking of Willie going to America, Willie and Sharon just got back from America. They spent about 10 days over in the U.S. visiting Victoria, their daughter, and thankfully when they came back, they were able to bring me a little bit of a care package back, which has been lovely, and I posted about that on my Facebook, so you can see a picture of what all I got. I got tons of spices, which I'm really excited about, lots of seasonings and things for all sorts of good food, food that tastes and reminds me of America. So I'm really excited about that, and things that I needed, obviously, socks and stuff that, so exciting. But I got a wonderful care package there, and I've been thrilled, and made me, definitely feel like I was home again. I'm not going to lie, the last 6 months have been some of the hardest 6 months of my life. I love it here. I absolutely love it here, and I know why I'm supposed to be here, but I have been extremely homesick. So the last several months just in particular, and I think that's part of the season change, which I've got all the sunlights and vitamin D and all that different stuff, but the lack of light here, coming from Colorado, as you all know, coming from Craig, you get sun all day. And there's very few days that you don't get a little bit of sun. And here, the sun is very, very short, and the sunshine that you do get is not very bright. So sunny days, I really had to go out and enjoy those sunny days and be out in them just so I can experience the sun and enjoy the sun. Like today we were laughing, it's not raining. It's fairly warm, but it's just cloudy. Like there's no sun. It's just gray and cloudy. That's a lot of those days over here. So I think all of that wrapped in together has made me pretty homesick. And obviously not being around my family and friends and stuff like that. Not to mention that we've had quite a few losses between my friends and family in the last month or so, which has made it really difficult as I've wanted to, come home and experience those things and be able to support my family there. But that just isn't a possibility, which is fine. But that's just stuff that I've really had to work through over the last 6 months. And like I said, I would not trade this for the world. I would not trade it for the world. It's just not for the lighthearted, or not for lighthearted, but it's not for people who just want to take things easy. It's hard. It's difficult. I live in Scotland. That's a beautiful thing, and God has blessed me greatly. But it's hard. Not gonna lie, it's hard. So, thankfully, I've gotten to see a couple of things this year. I got to see the Aurora Borealis, which was amazing. I missed it a couple nights ago again, but the night I went out, ended up being out sitting on the pier for 3 or 4 hours. It was an amazing show, perfect conditions, just absolutely beautiful. And that is one thing I will definitely check off my bucket list and highly recommend if you can see it. It's amazing, and you will just stand in awe. Like I stood there and cried for a little bit just because it was so amazing. And things like this still happen, and God does such great things and such cool things of how he sets things up. So I got to see that. I've been adventuring and exploring more. Willie and I have gone a couple of places up near Inverness and driven around. I've gotten to see several kind of fun historical places and just had all sorts of fun adventuring. I've been up to Banff and kind of walked around there and climbed and hiked and done all sorts of stuff. And I haven't even scratched the surface of what's available around here. So I really am looking forward to kind of this spring and this summer to get out and adventure some more when it's a decent temperature. I am going to be sending out a update letter here in the next coming weeks. So if you do want a copy of that updated letter, make sure and get me your address or your email address, things like that. I'm going to kind of send out an update on what's going on, financial stuff, kind of year stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, please let me know. I would love to get you added. If you've gotten a letter from me previously, I do have your address, so I will use that. Or if something has changed, please let me know, because I would love to get you added to my list there. So again, if you would just pray for me, pray for things over here. Like I said, I ended up losing a friend of mine earlier this week. And it's been pretty tough. It's been really tough. And I, just ask that you cover me in prayer and cover missionaries in prayer in general, because really, we're far away from people. And things happen, and there's times that we want to be somewhere. We want to support people. We want to be connected with our friends and family. We just can't. And although where we're at is wonderful and lovely, and we wouldn't want to be anywhere else, there's points in time that if we could just, beam ourselves or transport ourselves somewhere for just a little bit, we would do it in a second. And there's places we'd like to see and people we'd like to see. And for my 2022, I don't really do resolutions. I've done them in the past, but resolutions are bound to fail. You're bound to not achieve them. And everybody starts gung-ho at the beginning of the year and really tries to, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to climb Mount Everest or whatever. And very few people actually do that. And so my idea for 2022 is kind of inspired by life events that have happened recently. And that is to just reach out to people, reach out to your friends, acknowledge your friends and love on your friends and love on your family. And every moment that you have that you can spend with them, spend it, because you never know when it's going to be their last. And you never know what you're going to be able to say to somebody. And you never know when those words will be your last. So I just encourage you in 2022 to work on your relationships. Work on your relationship with God. Even if that means just praying a little bit more every day. Do something that just makes that relationship stronger, and include that with your family and friends. Send somebody you haven't talked to in a while, send them a text, give them a call. Just let them know you're thinking of them, and be that touch point. of that relationship. And there's just so much out there, and you never know when one thing can change somebody's day completely. So that's my 6-month update. If you guys have any other questions you want me to answer, something you're interested in, just let me know. I really am trying to get a schedule set up for doing live videos. It's really hard with the time change to kind of accommodate everybody, because the good time for me may not be a great time for everybody else. So my evenings would be your mornings, so it's kind of hard for me to plan because not a lot of people are up at 7, 8 o'clock, and I honestly don't want to stay up till 1, 2 a.m. in the morning so I can catch you in the afternoon. So I really am trying to figure out a good time that will work for doing an update video, because I really like the interaction there, and I think they're just so much more fun and personal about what's going on currently. So anyways, I love you guys so much, and I pray your year is just amazing. I pray God blesses you beyond what you could have ever imagined, because we got to quit putting him in a box, because God does not live in a box, and those desires of our hearts can come true, and they can be fulfilled if we just let him and open up our hands and let him take what we've got. It's amazing. Let him bless you. Just let him. Pray for it, ask for it, and believe for it. And if it doesn't come, there's a reason it's not supposed to be there. So I'm just praying that over you for the 2022, that the things you're praying for, those prayers are either answered or unanswered. And remember, an unanswered prayer is an answered prayer. It just may not be the answer you want to hear. So I love you all so very much, and I thank you all for your support and your love, and all those reminders that you send to me all the time. And I can't explain what it means to me. So I love you. Make 2022 an awesome year, and go live a life with more.